Forget everything you think you know about raising a Series A round, because the truth is brutal and it's right here, right now, ripping apart every founder's hope before they even get started. You're drowning in endless pitch decks, chasing calls that feel like dead ends, exhausted trying to prove that your startup is worth the millions you crave, only to hit a wall every single time. It's maddening, isn't it? That burning frustration when investors nod politely, but never pull the trigger, when mentors throw vague advice but don't deliver, when the stress crushes your vision into pieces. You feel invisible in a sea of noise, because the game isn't fair. It's rigged for those who know the unspoken codes, the hidden plays, the secret moves no one yells out loud. Here's the raw, unfiltered truth. The money isn't flowing to the best product, the coolest tech, or the flashiest demos. You don't need 50 slides or a million metrics that blindside everyone. It flows to those who have mastered the art buried beneath the surface, the ruthless, emotional, spiritual mechanics of connection and timing that no one talks about. So instead of begging for meetings, stop asking, "How do I get funded?" and start demanding, "Why haven't they seen my real value yet?" Step 1. Cut the bullshit. What you need is to tell a story so vivid, so gut wrenching, it hooks an investor before they even blink. But not just any story, your story stripped down to its rawest emotion. What nightmare do you solve so fiercely that it burns in your bones? What's the raw pain your customer feels every day that makes them scream for a solution? Speak that agony in a language so simple and brutal that it becomes impossible to ignore. Clock this. Investors don't invest in products. They invest in painkillers, in survival, in the desperation you relieve better than anyone else. Step 2 is even more savage. Find clarity in your own chaos. You probably think your startup is a diamond. True. But diamonds buried in trash don't get noticed. The market, the investors, they need to see one sharp, focused idea. What one problem are you fixing right now? Don't chase all the shiny things. Strip it down so hard that when you say your mission, it hits like a knockout punch. This is your ultra simple, ultra real vision that separates you from every wannabe founder who's lost in shiny distractions. Be so clear they understand your future better than you do. This clarity will magnetize the right investors who are hungry to back winners, not window shoppers. The third revolution. You cannot skate by on charm or tech finesse alone. You must create obsession, yours and theirs. That means relentless follow-up. Not annoying, but strategic value-loaded contact that drips gold every time you show up. Send them not just updates, but insights they crave. Data. Nobody else can get. Stories about traction, about users who swear by you. Show them you are not a startup hoping to survive. You are a force they need in their portfolio because you dominate where it counts. Nobody invests without intense belief. They invest when the founder's fire screams louder than all the noise. Now here's the part they don't want you to know. Relationships over transactions. Your network is your secret weapon. Invest in real connections. With other founders, with operators, with respected angels. Don't just collect LinkedIn names. Build walls of trust. When another founder says, "This one's the real deal," that's the golden ticket. Ask for intros like your survival depends on them. Because it does. The network doesn't just open doors. It shatters walls. Capital flows faster than you think when you're backed by the right humans vouching for you. Capital doesn't come from money. It comes from trust. And trust is built with sweat and grit. But none of this works unless you control your mindset like a heavyweight champ. The bullshit stories in your head, the doubts, the fears, the imposter syndrome, tear those down with ruthless discipline. Investors smell fear before you utter a word. Your desperation is your enemy. Own your story so violently that every hesitation disappears. Walk into every room like you already own the funding waiting inside. Because reality bends for those who refuse to flinch, to doubt, to settle. Here's how to execute relentlessly. Prepare for every conversation like your startup's life depends on it. Spoil yourself with the market data, with the pain stats, with everything that screams, "This is the opportunity." But don't just cram facts. Tell it like a human who really gets the world. Drop cliches like hot coal. Replace them with electrifying authenticity, because investors invest in people as much as ideas. They want the fearless founder who sees the future clearly and moves like a storm. Finally, this is non-negotiable. Own your freedom to redefine the rules. Nobody owes you capital. The system's illusions promise easy answers, but the truth is you build your own reality. You aren't here to fix old broken systems. You're here to break through, to bend the world to your vision. You aren't just raising Series A. You are unleashing a movement fueled by your savage will to transcend limits and rewrite what's possible. Invest in yourself more than the money. The money will come, but the power belongs to those who dare to rise, to connect deeply, and to never stop becoming. So lock this in, right now. Your Series A round isn't about luck. It isn't about playing by someone else's stale rules. It's about raw emotional clarity, fierce strategic focus, relentless follow-up, unstoppable networking, unbreakable mindset, and total ownership of your future. It's about transcending the noise and commanding the capital like the rare founder you were born to be. Start right now. Sharpen your story until it cuts through steel. Build relationships that lift you higher than your wildest dreams. Crush every doubt with ferocious belief, and step into the arena not as a beggar, but as a conqueror who demands more and takes it. Because nothing worth having ever came from waiting quietly. Own your Series A. Own your destiny. Burn through every barrier until the money isn't just possible, it's inevitable.